Vandaag doen we Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Echt een geweldig spel. Ik heb het een beetje geprobeerd. Vandaag de eerste keer dat ik het speel. Dennis, dat je back hebt huis voor te doen. Ik ga geen voordat doen, jongens. Het is gewoon eens een Call of Duty livestream. Ik hoop dat je het leuk gaat vinden. En laten we gaan beginnen, hè. Sure. Op mijn andere account heb ik dat gedaan. Jongen, laten we gewoon beginnen met een multiplayer. Laten we kijken wat we kunnen doen. De codecaster. Dit is weer aan. Scorestreaks. We gaan voor care package. Heel soms geinig en een morrisje, denk ik. Ik ken het allemaal niet. Eerst een paar potjes. Special.
Failure will not be tolerated.
Ze praten gewoon, what the fuck. We gaan een flesje maken. Laat ik eerst even van de setup game. Chase map. Aquarium, Breach, Combine, Evac, Exodus, Fringe, Havoc, Haan, Hunted, Infection, Metro, Redwood, Stronghold en Nuketown, Redwood Snow en Northrine en Nightfall. Dus dan zou deze hetzelfde moeten zijn. Even goed kijken, ja, en dan Nightfall is precies hetzelfde volgens mij. Ja, echt precies dat. Laten wij de map Combine doen. Team Deathmatch denk ik gewoon. Edit Game Rules. Dat is gewoon een potje van 20 minuten. Ja, toch leuk. En daar doen we gewoon Unlimited van. General. Minimap doen we. Constant. Spawn doen we niks mee. Health doen we niks mee. Nou, hoeveel mensen gaan we spelen, jongens? Ik ga met in Black Ops, dus. Als een bots. Dan gaan we voor recruit. Dan gaan we tegen recruit mensen die niet zo goed zijn net als mij. Ja, kom maar. Is goed zo. We mogen douwen. Toppie, dan gaan we een glas maken, jongens. Zo. Met een warfare wel fijn, denk ik. Hello.
Ik ga even onder de pizza.
Wat ga je doen?
Pizza. Uit de andere kant muziek gespeeld hier, jongens, dan weet ik wel hoe dat werkt, soort van. De dingo. Halo weer. Laserstruitje erop. Combat X. Nee, geen flashbang. Ja, die doe ik wel. Jongens, ja, Ghost. Scavenger. Dead Silence. Secondary attachment. Nou, ik wil een extended Mac erop doen, dat is handig denk ik. Alex.
Jongens, ik kijk niet mee.
We gaan zo even kistfilm kijken.
Ik ben live.
Ik kan vanaf slapen. Kom maar.
Nee,
Niemand kijkt.
ik ga niet. Nee.
Doe online.
Ja, dit is online op YouTube. Kijk maar. Hoi.
Het gaat uitgezet. Het wordt uitgezet. Kijk, kijk.
Kan maar even kistfilm kijken hier.
Kijk eens, kijk eens. Kijk eens. Open maar, kijk, doe ik even zo van. Hoi. Kijk.
Hoi.
Ik heb hoi neergezet. Hoi. Dus even...
Even kijken.
Wat is het?
Ja, dus
Oké,
als je
dat
niet
is
komt,
allemaal
moet je niet
drie.
boos worden.
Kom, jij gaat winnen.
Ik zit lekker in de livestream.
Met mij.
Team Deathmatch. Mission is live.
Oh, Dennis, kijk eens. Ik heb allemaal dingen gelezen over deze game, dat het fucking goede game is, jongens.
They're done. Scratch that ruin.
Oh, wow. Ik ben serieus gelazerd.
Yes, help even. Kijk, hij gaat niet rennen.
Wow, 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 brom.
Ik moet het horen gelijk.
Confirmed.
Yo, Dennis.
They're done. EKIA. Infantry kill. Puppet splash. Drop them.
Care package on standby.
Ruin KIA. Can confirm.
Hailstorm awaiting orders.
Wasted. That's a kill. Battery KIA. Smoke checked. Threat neutralized.
Oh,
Threat neutralized.
ik ging lekker daar hoor.
Threat.
No second chances.
Oh, wow. Dat was volgens mij. Nee,
Dispatch care package on my grid.
gewoon niet.
Requesting CUAV. Assuming control. Hellstorm Ascent.
Oeh, Hellstorm.
Ruin KIA.
Aye.
Midway, fuel check complete.
Request mothership support.
Wow!
Empire
Dennis, zie de ding!
deployed. Counter UAV power levels low. RTB.
De mothership!
That's a kill. Two confirmed. Confirm one EKIA. Two EKIA. One EKIA. Two kills. That's a kill. One kill.
Dat ding is iets te OP hoor.
Empire actual. Mothership out. Finish this.
Tango Mike, Empire Actual.
That's a kill.
Scratch that ruin. Scratch that ruin. Confirmed. Threat neutralized.
Care package on standby.
Zo, hij heeft snipers skills. Oh, ik weg even niet.
Obliterate all hostiles. Infantry neutralized. Scratch that ruin. Battery KIA. Battery KIA. Scratch that ruin. Nomad KIA.
Boy!
Hailstorm on standby.
Enemy down.
Eindelijk.
They're done. Infantry killed.
Oh! Zo! Ik schrok.
TACOM, request resupply.
Third Hellstorm strike.
Echt waar.
Bad luck, Zumi.
Package delivered.
Hardened sentry ready for deployment.
Ruin KIA.
Zo! Oh, dood. Lekker centen nu.
Hardened sentry shutting down.
Enemy down. Drop them. That's a kill.
Care package awaiting orders.
Prophet killed. Ruin KIA.
Hailstorm on standby.
Enemy down.
HCXD
They're
ready for
done.
test.
A warning for all enemies of the 54R. Iced. Can confirm.
Mothership awaiting orders.
That's a kill. Scratch that ruin. Threat neutral.
Bingo! Bingo!
Care package awaiting orders.
Infantry kill. They're done. Shot out.
Dart drone ready for deployment.
We have it. TACOM. Hellstorm on my target.
Confirm. 1 EKIA.
Good effect. Acknowledge.
Oh,
Tango
dood.
down.
Darts on standby.
Huh?
Dart launched.
Negative effect.
Confirmed. Authorizing mothership deployment.
Guardian actual. Mothership in your AO. That's a kill. Three kills. One EKIA. Friendly UAV inbound. One kill. Confirm one EKIA. One EKIA. Three EKIA. Mothership out. Finish this.
Tango Yankee, Guardian actual.
Confirm one EKIA.
of it splashed.
Oude Call of Duty tijden, hè. Dat is zo'n lekkere potje soms.
Shot out.
Ik was veel buiten in die niet hoogspring
Care
games, hè.
package awaiting orders.
Scratch that room. They're done.
Hailstorm on standby.
Nomad KIA. Scratch that ruin. Demo asset destroyed. Wasted.
She's dead.
Seraph authorizing care package drop.
Hellstorm kill.
Annihilator ready.
Poor.
Package delivered.
Rolling thunder on standby.
Zo!
Confirmed. Scratch that room. No second chances.
Care package awaiting orders. Hailstorm awaiting orders.
Ruin KIA. Battery kill. Enemy down.
Zo, RPG'tje op me nu ik gedaan.
TACOM, deploy care package on my mark.
Supplies drop exiting AO. One kill.
Good effect. Acknowledge.
Shot out.
Electronic countermeasures active. Reset power. Thanks for the work. Counter UAV deploying AO.
Ambush asset down. Smoke checked. That's a kill.
Care package on standby.
That room.
They're gone.
Zo, stanky. Mag zien? Zo, hij heeft ook een annihilator. What the hell, man?
Seraph authorizing care package drop.
Approaching the ONR. Finish this.
Hits. Aye. Third drone, ready for deployment.
Got negative kills.
They
Yo,
were no match
hold on.
for us. Mission successful.
They got what was coming.
Zo, jongen, wat een lekker potje. Ja. Zo, goed no scope. Get no scope.
The 54 immortals crush all opposition.
Niks is weer op mijn iPad, heb ik gezegd, toch? Ja, jongen, moet je heel erg stom aan doen. Ik zei dat hij nu voor luistert, maar dat doet hij vervolgens niet. Worrel, K. Worrel, J.D. S. Bel, D. Vonderhaar, A. Moerenier, S. en McDonald's Kaal. Echt geweldige namen. Welleface, Spurriner, Rogi, Nokino, Sneon. Ik ga even mijn vriend appen en dan zeg ik dat hij mijn livestream moet kijken. Nee! Niet voor jou. Gideon, kijk mijn livestream even, alsjeblieft.
Ik wil graag een PlayStation 4 met voor je het FIFA 19. Ik wil graag meer abonnees dan Purify, mijn broer. Ik wil heel veel peper en zoeken.
Nightmares?
Ik wil.
Night. Oh! Ik al een half uur lang live ben.
I am Dolos, mistress of deception and
All that
trickery.
remains is your
You are more
sacrifice.
powerful than he can
Humanity
imagine.
has outstayed its welcome. The dead shall inherit the earth. Listen to the sound of my voice. Can you hear me?
Who's there? I can't see you.
My name is Dr. Salim. We've met before.
Dr. Salim, where am I?
You have fallen between the world of the living and the dead. The void.
I'm dead? No, I can't be dead. Deimos, I have to stop him.
Skippen jongens, dat hoef ik niet te zien.
It started at Coalescence Singapore in 2070. 10 years after the disaster. After virus 6115 began its spread. After the dead began to walk.
Niemand kijkt mijn stream tegenwoordig, maar zoals ik omdat het saai
We'd
is.
lost comms with John Taylor's squad, another undead extermination team. Dead killers, we were called. With our cybernetic augmentations, we were impossible to infect. We were trained to terminate the undead. Hendrix was on edge. We were in a quarantine zone, one of many walled-off areas
Hallo
separating
mensen die
humanity
kijken, hoe gaat
from the
het ermee?
undead, built to keep the virus and the infected behind their wall, away from the rest of us. The undead weren't our only concern. The 54 immortals, a local combine who remained in the containment zone, were aware of Taylor's activity. This place was the epicenter of the epidemic. The 2060 coalescence disaster created the cursed world we lived in today. Any activity at this site would set off alarm bells. Either way, our troubles were only just beginning. We should have known that the ASP wasn't doing it. If we were gonna bring it down, we'd need to disable his shield and find the rocket launcher. Hendricks had a bad feeling about this. He wasn't the only one. I knew we shouldn't be there. Coalescence. Enhance yourself for a better tomorrow. They'd been the forefront of technology, always wanting to improve the individual, the future of you.
What happened? What went wrong?
The Coalescence disaster happened. Virus 6115 spread throughout Singapore and strains popped up all over the world. Governments built these quarantine zones to house the undead, a way for the populace to ignore what was happening. 10 years on, and it had worked. We put it out of mind. Ignorance was bliss.
What was so special about this operation?
It was supposed to be by the books. 5 years after...
Zo. Daar schrok ik even van.
It was supposed to be by the books. 5 years after our cybernetic augmentations, Hendricks and I were a well-oiled machine. Quarantine sweeps, recon, search and rescue. It's just what dead killers do. But we'd never been sent after one of our own before. John Taylor's systems had gone quiet. With our direct neural interface, we're hardwired into Winslow Accord servers. Observation knew if you were dead or alive. For Taylor to be neither, that was unusual. We located an EMF source and uploaded it to Central. It was a 54 immortal audio log, detailing unusual activity coming from the server room at the lowest level of the building. It couldn't have been more than a week old, probably why Taylor's team had been sent to investigate. Hendricks activated a recon drone to scan for life. We picked up a signal coming from far below. As we stood there in the atrium, I felt like Alice. And we were about to jump down the rabbit hole. Our drone picked up activity ahead. We should have known we weren't alone down here.
je.
When man fled the virus, they left behind thousands of active robots. Machinery abandoned with one directive: kill the dead. Years later, they're still killing. But with decrepit programming, somehow humans had been added to their kill list, indistinguishable from our brainless counterparts. The strange behavior was observed in multiple quarantine zones. Another nuisance for us to deal with while on recon. We moved on.
Er zou een jumpscare moeten zijn. Een slachte jumpscare. En degene die even kijkt, kan jullie even zeggen wie jullie zijn? Want ik triggert me wel een beetje als jullie niks in de chat zeggen. En als jullie jou nou leuk vinden, doe even een blauw duimpje omhoog. Vind ben je aan het kijken?
We reached the silo's floor, but the signal came from lower still. Below coalescence.
Luister. Maar wel zombies in deze game. Wat voor zombie is dat nou weer dan? Naar wapen. Weer een burst. Het is precies dezelfde, letterlijk. Maar met een iets betere scope. Beter.
Did you have any inkling of what waited for you?
No. In hindsight, we should have put it together. But the fact of the matter, that day was supposed to be like any other.
Ja, ik kon ook helemaal niks meer.
Did you have any inkling of what waited for you?
No. In hindsight, we should have put it together. But the fact of the matter, that day was supposed to be like any other.
What did you find below Coalescence?
A CIA black project. Project Corvus. Unknown to the world, and unknown to most people in the know. As off the record as it got. A redacted footnote in Langley's history book. Part of me wishes we just turned back.
Why?
It would have been easier. For me. For Hendrix. For the world.
Is it such a bad thing? To want to be blissfully ignorant in the face of daunting adversity?
We didn't have a choice.
Those who find fate thrust upon them rarely do.
Oh. Ooh. I like this.
human testing lab. What awaited you there?
We found the truth. The cause of the disaster.
You are certain of this?
We didn't have the full picture. Not yet. But this was the source. We knew coalescence was where the virus originated, but residue of 6115 in the air left no doubt. This was where it all began. When the disaster happened, hundreds of thousands died instantly. And they were the lucky ones. Because when the rest of Singapore inhaled 6115, they changed. From the living into the living dead. These test subjects, they were linked together, connected with a direct neural interface. Their minds hardwired into the central server. Hendricks didn't like what he saw. You knew something was wrong. The same tech in our own heads made us what we were. It was down here in this room. We didn't know what happened, but the data didn't lie. Man did what man always does, playing God and fucking everything up. We, the CIA, man, we created these things. We changed the world.
How do you mean, change the world?
The Winslow Accord and the Common Defense Pact. We'd been engaged in a Cold War for nearly a decade. 6115 changed that. When the dead walked among us, we set aside our differences. For all of your conflicts, you and your enemy had two things in common. You're both human, and you both want to stay that way.
Was this the source of the signal?
No, but it looked like Taylor had come through. Our answers were still further down.
Het is wel een leuk spel dit, man. Had ik echt niet verwacht. Het was een goedkoop spelletje. Voor maar 18 euro voor PS4, hè. Even maar snel pakken. Zo. even een fijn wapen hebben, jongens. Wat moet het nou robot stream dan? Die pak ik helemaal niet op. De RK-5 is nog een beetje chill. Drakon, dit met de Dragonback. Het is weer die burst, hè? Kijk, als ik dat ding... Ik krijg gewoon precies dezelfde. Yeah, sure. Hey!
When you found the server room, did you have any idea what you would uncover?
We couldn't have known. What we found was... We found Sebastian Diaz. One of Taylor's. Another dead killer. Our friend. He'd linked himself to the CIA server, connected directly with the Winslow Accord systems. He was deactivating defenses for the undead quarantine zones all over the world. The massive walls containing the spread, keeping us from the undead. Deactivating the defenses would let the flesh-eating hordes loose upon the living. It would end humanity. We had to stop him. The only way to stop him now was by destroying the server.
Rustig! Kutzooi! Kom maar waar ik terug heb. Oh. Waar komen ze vandaan? Zo. Goed.
You killed him. Your friend.
He left us no choice. Hendricks wasn't happy and let Diaz know that. He'd unleashed the dead upon the world. Hendricks knew what he had to do.
You needed to find out what he knew. What he knew about Taylor.
Interfacing with Diaz and accessing his memories was the only way to find him.
Knowing what you know about the NI, interfacing would surely kill him.
That didn't matter. We had to know. Had I known what it would do to Hendricks. From the interface, Hendricks learned Taylor was trying to get out of Singapore. There wouldn't be much time before we'd be too late.
Tell me about the name. The name Hendricks learned.
The name. Deimos. The demigod of dread and terror. Hendricks, myself, we had no idea what it meant, but Taylor's team was obsessed with it. But more importantly, we learned our arrival on site wasn't a secret. We had company. Go Julan, leader of the 54 Immortals. The Winslow Accord had no quarrel with them. To their credit, they had no idea we were down there. Had they known... well, I'm not sure things would have gone any differently. The Immortals had worried for years about another outbreak. This was the final straw, and contamination was a risk they weren't willing to take. They blew the supports and let the ocean flood the building. We needed to haul ass and get the hell out of there.
Ja, jongen, ik zie toch een ene fucking balhaar. Hè?
En als je mee gaat kijken, ga je zeggen van wat je nog niet weten.
Waar? God.
Als je komen hebt, dan.
Ik ga je meekijken. Nee, wie moet dat? Nou, zeg maar dat ik niet kom. Zeg maar dat ik niet kom. Nu is er midden een livestream van Call of Jones, hé.
We needed to get out of there before the whole building collapsed. Hendricks had an idea. Flood the lab and let the water pressure jettison us out. Our lungs could take it. He just needed time to open the door.
And what happened then?
We got through it. We survived. Taylor's team was making their way out of Singapore. But we weren't giving up that easy. We still had a chance to catch up before the quarantine zone collapsed entirely. We couldn't make sense.
Dan kunnen jullie vanaf nu misschien elk weekend wel verachteren zo'n livestreampje. Ook al is het lekker zuur.
Alright,
Drie.
I told you how this began. Now tell me why. How do I stop Deimos if I'm dead?
Your body is dead, but your mind remains alive. I'm connected through your direct neural interface in your subconscious. To save humanity, you must open the portal.
Ze zeggen allemaal dat ze dood is en zo.
The only way to do this is to train your mind.
Train my mind?
Relive the events preceding your last. Only then can you alter them, change them. Think back to 2065. You're on a train in Switzerland.
I'm heading toward downtown Zurich.
On Taylor?
That's him. Commander... The raid. There was a Catardist terrorist collective. They were planning something big. But they knew we were coming.
Stop. Don't rush through. Let us start with who was with you. You were not alone, after all.
Taylor.
Oh. Oh, yes. Lekker? Is het lekker, jongetje? Ja, sure. Jongens, hoe lang duurt dit? Zo. Oh. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
first in the fray.
Hoi. Ben ik.
Nee, mag ik even praten? 15
Ja.
10 seconden.
De popcorn in de mag niet hoor.
Mag dat van mij?
Nee, ik heb er eigenlijk